The daisy follows the soft sun, and when his golden walk is done, sits shyly at his feet. He walking finds the flower near. Wherefore, marauder, art thou here? Because, sir, love is sweet. Hi folks, we are out today with one of our most unappreciated British plants, our common and not so humble daisies. Now I'm sure you will all recognise these flowers. They'll be all over your lawns at the moment. Most of you will remember from childhood picking these and turning them into daisy chains. And apparently people used to make daisy chains and wear them to ward off being stolen away by the fairies. And I find that they are really good flowers for taking us back to that nostalgic and slightly innocent place of childhood. They are, I'm sure you will know how to recognise them, but they are really worth getting a good look at close up. So they have double layers of petals around the edges, so kind of one on top and one underneath. I don't know if you can see that here. There you go. And then on top you've got this bright yellow head. Now, these white petals are not the true petals. If you were to get a hand lens and look right up close to the flower head, you would see teeny tiny individual little flowers on each flower head, and those are the true petals on the flower head. And this is the same in any of the Asteraceae family, the daisy family. So you'll get the same if you get a good close-up of a sunflower, for example. And it's a really fascinating part about these flowers. Now, the reason that I think these are underappreciated little plants is that they are our native arnica flowers. So really good to use for bruises and for pain and for other ouchies. And I'm going to show you a little experiment as to why this is. So I'll put you down for a second and then we'll have a little experiment. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a couple of these little daisy heads and I'm going to pop them into this little jar here. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of water. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is give this a shake. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but the water has started to go almost kind of foamy. Not sure if you can see that very well on the camera, but the reason for this is that the daisies have in them a chemical called saponins. And the saponins, they actually give the plant a soapy quality. So I'm not sure whether the word for soap comes from saponins or if the saponins comes from the word soap, but I do wonder if this is where we got the idea to start using plants in our washing for washing clothes and things like that, because not only do they smell nice, but they actually have that soapy quality. Now the saponins also give the plant a quality of an analgesic quality, so pain-killing quality. So this is why they're really good topically for any bruising, but also they have the ability to help disperse blood. So if you do have a bruise, it helps to disperse the blood away from the area, so it helps the bruise to heal more quickly. So they are really, really good to use in ointments for that. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. Is we're going to pick some of these. I'm going to show you how to make an infused oil with them. And we will make an ointment with them. I'm not going to show you the ointment today, but let's go ahead and get picking, and we can get them home and make an ointment. Now it's worth mentioning you want a nice dry day to pick any flowers, because you don't want them to be wet. You don't want to introduce any moisture into your ointment. So nice sunny dry day to pick your flowers. There you go folks, we're done picking, and a jar full of daisies is absolutely delightful just in and of itself. So let's get these home and we'll do an infused oil. Hi folks, okay, so we're home now, so we're going to do the infused oil. So we're going to do cold infused oil. So for this you're going to need some oil. So I'm going to use olive oil. You can use any oil, but some work better than others. Olive oil is really, really good. Sunflower oil is okay. I wouldn't use rapeseed oil or anything like flaxseed oil because it goes off too quick, so don't use that. And then once it's finished infusing, you're going to need to strain it off. You're going to need a muslin cloth and obviously something to drain it off into. Muslin cloths, you can buy these in places like Wilkinson's. In a pinch you can use a pair of clean old tights, but this is probably the best thing to use. So what we're going to do is we've got our daisies in the jar there. We're literally just going to cover them with the oil. So we're going to cover the whole thing till all the plant material is nice and covered. So all the way up to the top. Get this little bug out here. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to cover it up and leave it in the sun for about 2 to 4 weeks. And then we're going to strain it off. So to show you how we strain it off, I have got one that I made earlier. So this is an infused oil that I made quite a while ago. This is a yarrow infused oil. So we're going to strain it off. All we're going to do is we're going to pour it into the muslin cloth, into another container, so into the jug there. And the muslin cloth there is just to catch any plant material. So what we're going to do then is we're going to get the plant material, we're going to gather it all up. So we're going to gather it all up and we're going to give this all a good squeeze. If you had like an old cider press or something like that, you could do it in a cider press, but unfortunately I've just got my hands for the moment, so we're just going to squeeze all the oil out. And then that's it. This is going to go into a jar. We're going to label it up so we know what it is, ready for us to make an ointment with. So that's how you do a cold infused oil. And I hope you've enjoyed the video today, folks. Thank you to everybody who's liked and subscribed. Please keep sharing if you're enjoying. Leave some comments if you feel like you want to do so. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.